Dear students, coming to hobby. Hobby is a unique part of human personality. Whenever a person selects a hobby, it not only reflects the interest of the individual, but it also identifies what is the quality that the individual has developed over it. So when you pick up any hobby, we're going to talk about 300 odd hobbies, but one by one. And every hobby, you will realize, creates a quality. Now, that means that if you are copying hobby from any source and writing it, but you are not reflecting the quality, that means you are lying. So, if you have indulged in that hobby, which may be alpha, beta, Charlie, delta, whatever, your quality should also match with it. That is how I feel it. So let's look at it. Now, reading science books. If you are reading science books, what are you doing? Developing. You are developing an analytical thought process. You are developing an analytical thought process because you are learning what happened, what was the initial, what was the other aspects happened, how did the creation come up, how did the invention happen, and you develop, and it reflects your curiosity. It also reflects your intelligence. Because when a person is intelligent, the person is curious. They want to learn, they want to read something. And that is how it happens with people. So reading science books basically develops your analytical thinking and curiosity. And the OLQ which is developed is reasoning ability, because you reason, okay, this happens, so this happens, so this is this. Clear? So if you have reading science, you should be knowing the formulas, you should be knowing the concept. Now coming down to the second one. Now DIY electronics, what's this? Creating small base like app or some kind of automations, putting things together. This, what happens when you do this kind of thing, putting resources together and creating a new thing, which you did in class 12th as science project. I'm sure you must have done it in a different format or the other. So what do you learn? You learn problem solving and creativity. How is creativity done? You pick a leg from some place, we take an arm from some place, and then we create something new. Isn't it? So this speaks of your effective intelligence. What is effective intelligence? How is it different from intelligence? In intelligence, we are using normal parameters. But in effective intelligence, what really happens? We get stuck somewhere. We get into, a tight situation. That is the time we go for a deeper thought. We go for a deeper thought, and that is where effective intelligence comes in. We create a new thing. That's it. Now we come down to robotics. If you guys are doing robotics, some of the BTech fellows, you are learning design making, you are learning troubleshooting, you are learning teamwork. Because when you create a robot, you have to work as a team. You do this portion, I do this portion. And you also design system. So what is the quality which you are developing? Planning and organizing. Because you have certain parameters in your mind and you organize. You add something, you take planning and work as a team. Next, coding. Now coding is related to your creating a program. So what do? You improve logic, you improve your structured thinking and your imaginative power from your head. How you come up with solutions. So you generally develop a thinking process. And they expect you then that if they give you a situation, to visualize if you are landing in this problem, what are you going to do? You should give good answer. Because they are expecting that you have already developed your reasoning ability via coding and visualization power. Visualization is a power where a person, without seeing something, can imagine what it must be. That's exactly, because that is how coding really creates. And it comes from reasoning. Now we come down to astronomy reading. Now what do you mean by astronomical reading? There can be anything. We are not talking about astrology, we are not talking about stars, prediction. We are talking about astronomy. When you look at the stars, you study constellation of stars, you study shooting star, you study different things. What are you doing? You tend to read, you learn to, you show your curiosity, you show your hunger for knowledge and expands imagination and patience, and it also talks about your observation. And that means that you are fast to observe, you are fast to absorb, and thereafter use the information. Now we are talking about writing essays. Now if you have this hobby of writing essays or writing articles for that matter, it speaks that you have Clarity teaches clarity, structure and articulation. How to present your point. You know, many of you while giving the lecturates, you run from here, there. There are some people who give a brilliant lecture, they structure it systematically. Because in the mind, if you structure it systematically, you can create things systematically. That's exactly what you do. So it develops your communication skill. The quality of the officer is power of expression. If you are good in communication, if you are good in expressing, you will use minimum words and effectively convey the information. Is it clear? Now we come now to creative writing. Now this is a little different from essay writing. In essay writing, you are compiling data. But in creative writing, what are you doing? You are thinking, you are imagining, you are using imagination. So builds imagination and expression. And you tend to create it in terms of pragmatic approach, in terms of some way so that people can understand what you write. So that creative writing shows initiative. You come forward with a initiative, with a knowledge. Then we come down diary writing. There are some people who do diary writing. I generally feel that this kind of thing can be wonderful if you are not very remorseful, if you are not very depressive, if you are not sorrowful. It is good enough. But if you write sad thoughts, I think that you are multiplying your depression. You should keep walking. You should keep walking over and moving on in life. Because every time when you will find anomalies in the world, you will go into a deep thought, you will feel sorrow, which is not the right way. So diary is okay, but that should show about reflection and self-awareness and constructive and motivated thought. So if you write in your diary, they may ask you, what do you write in diary? You write what did you learn, what more to learn, what you did. If you are writing this in diary, bingo, you are doing the right thing. But if you are writing in the diary, today somebody said this, I did not feel good. I was teaching you guys and I scolded it and you written it in diary. The bald teacher scolded me and I'm planning to really take my revenge back. All these things, this is remorseful, this is sad. This is going to be nonsense for you, depressive for you. So don't do that. Then we come down to debate writing. Whenever you do debate writing, that also speaks how you develop your essay. There are some people who have been speakers. They have said that they have been speakers in the school. So they must be doing debates. They know debate topic is there. So you structure the debate properly. And thus what they do is they show that they are very clear in thinking and clarity in arguments is there. So that develops their social influence. They are good in social influence. As diary writing talks about self-confidence, you develop it. Similarly, debate writing helps you in social influence. Then we talk about technical report writing. Now when you write a technical report, you have to be accurate, you have to be precise, you have to be focused. And thus, with your focus, precision, you write things. And this is sense of responsibility is involved in it. There is sense of concentration, sense of intelligence and responsibility. So if you are showing this, these are the interpretations, and later on in the question, in the things, they may ask you, okay, what did you learn from this? What all you did? And you are expected to display these qualities by your solutions. Is it clear? Okay, we'll go for the next set of hobbies in the second session. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.